Welcome back to episode 179 of the Until Next Week podcast.
Dane's gone and we've replaced him with who?
Who have we replaced him with? Reveal yourself.
Joe.
Yes, we got Joe on the pod for episode 179, and you already saw the episode title, so you know that the Michael Biden Fuller is back.
Whoa.
Yes.
Cancel Samuel.
Welcome back.
Cancel Samuel.
Michael,
it's not very 6'7" of you.
How are you doing right now?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I don't have a due to crack right now, but I'm based, wholesome, and fun for the whole family.
And that's
so
what I was
crack your due.
And that's what I was hoping you were going to say, because yes, you are back once again, and Jack Holmgren is not back, which means Michael can roast him all episodes.
Hashtag cancel Jack.
Make sure to tune in for this fun one that's coming at you.
Wild ride. We're so back.
We are back.
Can you put the other buttons up?
Michael's right in front of all the buttons, and he's excited.
If you don't like drops, this probably isn't going to be your episode.
This will be an interesting one. Nope, can I click over one more? There we go. Michael Fuller is back. I think it's the longest gap between Michael being on episodes. I think it's been over a year.
Michael Castro
maybe even 2
Fuller.
years. Actually, Michael Castro Clinton Fuller.
I can check the last time you were on an episode, but in the meantime, what have you been doing? Why haven't you been on episodes? Have you been in jail? And for what?
I have been
incarcerated
on an adventure in Middle Earth.
What's his name?
Traveling across the forbidding, unforgiving lands of Mordor.
Columbia, Missouri?
Protecting the mighty kingdom of Gondor from the hordes of orcs that have been attempting to invade Minas Tirith and overthrowing the
I'm starting to think you're making up something. I don't think this
is the Great Tree.
I don't know any of those places.
I think everybody tuned out for a second because all we could hear were lies. What have you actually been doing, Michael? We need to know.
I want to beat other people.
Yeah, that's what Dane wants to do.
I also just... is it the last time you're really on?
It's been like 2 years, I think.
Okay, so it looks... Let me see.
It's been a long time.
I'm checking again. I'm going through. The last time might have been December 2024.
I told you, it's been a long time.
Episode 103, casually 76.
Wow.
The inverse of 67
If you
episodes
will.
later.
So you know there's a reason I'm supposed to be here today.
And we're at 179, so we're 100 episodes later.
That's
103.
So, yeah, 103 later, not 76 like I already said.
Oh, did you say 76?
Yeah,
Dang
because
it.
it was 103 to 179.
Oh, I thought you were saying
I know-
76 he was on.
Math is difficult. I mean, he was on like 5-6 episodes in the first 100.
Wow.
And then we almost went a whole 100 episode gap.
Why is that?
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to figure out for Michael. He's just
Lindsay?
making up stuff. Is it Lindsay? Thomas? Shepard? Reed?
Shepard Thomas Reed.
I am not dyslexic. So anyways, yeah, Michael's here. He's going to be running our main segment for us.
I've been on a pirate adventure in the Caribbean.
He's also going to be
Or
interrupting
some would
us
say
throughout the entire
Caribbean.
episode. Yeah.
No such thing.
Yeah.
I've been searching for my little
Whoa.
I mean, might as well. While we're at it, what's some updates for you, Michael? What have been your updates of the week?
I just got back from vacation. I just got back from a tropical adventure at the beach.
Ooh, you do look tan.
What
Thank
beach?
you.
Beach?
Closed? Nude?
Whatever beach they have at Table Rock Lake.
Oh.
Is that
Yeah,
considered a beach?
I saved someone's life. I saved someone from getting ran over by a boat. That was kind of
Were you
wholesome.
Were you the one driving the boat?
I was not, but the person who
Okay.
was driving the boat was an interesting individual.
Intoxicated?
No.
Oh.
Oh no. Not going to say
But
that.
speaking of being,
No, right, keep moving
I think I know.
forward.
but speaking of being intoxicated, I have been traveling quite a bit.
Crazy.
And there's a specific feeling that you get when you're in the airport. I term it airport high.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's a little freaky, but
You're getting high at the airport?
No, he's going high from the airport
I am.
because you go 30,000 feet.
yes to
Oh.
both
They
those.
have clubs up there.
Yes
They
to
do.
both.
Yeah.
They also have the Delta whatever miles club
Yeah.
at select
That was-
Delta hubs.
I think that's the name of the club, actually. Yeah.
yeah, the Delta
Club.
Whatever.
Miles Club.
Yeah.
Anyway, when you're at the airport,
Mhm.
you have this problem where if you want to save money, if you don't have unlimited money,
Yeah.
like Dane, because Dane has unlimited money,
I do have
does.
unlimited.
Yeah.
Money's a theory.
you
Look
go
at
into ministry for the money, not for the kids.
That's true.
Basically, what
And
happens?
that's why some people go in.
Yeah, you go into ministry for the money,
Wow.
not for the love of the game, not for the love of the
God.
holy and righteous work
Yeah.
of God, or for the love of the young children that Dane is so wonderfully ministering to
Mhm.
with his student pastor skills. Anyway, Dane has unlimited money. I don't.
I do have
so
unlimited
because
money.
I don't have unlimited money, I need to fly at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
because that's when you can get flights for under $300 most of the time if you book in advance.
Where were you, just really quick, where were you flying to and from?
I was flying to Florida.
Okay.
I'm also flying to Texas a couple times for some weddings.
Did you fly out of Columbia or did you come back to Springfield?
I
or
flew out of
elsewhere?
Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah. But basically, airport high is when you probably were up late the night before packing because you have to pack.
And because you just hadn't done it yet.
Yeah, because I have other stuff to do. I have to rescue my stolen ship from the evil Captain Hector Barbosa.
What did you have to get?
He's quoting Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, okay.
Stop blowing holes in my ship.
Okay. Just had to make sure.
Yeah. Here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
When you pack, it's probably midnight. And then, of course, you are a procrastinator and you don't have the best sleep health. So you want to stay up late, of course, and finish the last episode of the Until Next Week podcast that you're catching up on.
Yeah.
So, oh my goodness, what are you guys doing?
We're waiting for you to talk. We can't do this normally.
Yeah,
Samuel's
you guys do
playing
this all
footsie with me again.
Yeah.
Now we're playing Legsy. That's
Gosh,
the whole thing.
I hear you guys do this all the time, but I didn't realize it was this bad. You're up at midnight packing. It's 1 a.m. You finally dozed off while listening to your recent episode of the Until Next Week podcast. And then
took a 30-minute nap. You flew at 4. You're getting there at 2:30. You fall asleep at 1.
Exactly. So you've literally probably slept for 1 to 2 hours max.
Yeah.
You get to the airport, you drink coffee because that's what you do at the airport. You go through the TSA and have your constitutional rights violated by the federal government because who cares?
Again.
And then you get on the plane and you don't want to sleep because it's kind of weird if you sleep on the plane because you're literally surrounded by, I don't know, 67 unknown individuals that you don't know. I mean, they could be kind of sus, so I wouldn't want to fall asleep.
I feel more comfortable in those scenarios.
Oh, I don't. I'm always vigilant, always watching, always ready.
I was thinking, though, the other day, I'm like, when I do fall asleep on planes, which happens occasionally, like, people could steal anything from me.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this could be unfortunate.
Well, as you know from the last time I was on the podcast, I'm the most efficient air traveler. So anyway, I get there, I eat whatever I did.
Maybe.
I eat just the gross slop airplane food and airport food that they feed you at the McDonald's in the concourse, and then you get on the plane. So to kind of cap this off, you've probably had at least 2 to 3 hours of sleep max, probably less than that most of the time. You've drinking caffeine when you're underslept, and it's too early. And,
Quick pause. This is a thought I had, and that was the best way to get your attention. When you go to a 4 a.m. flight, I know you don't want to sleep on a plane, but I feel like at that time, no one's going to do too many crazy things. I feel like you don't want the caffeine yet. I feel like you want to sleep the entire flight, and then you wake up, and then you hit the caffeine as soon as you get off the plane.
You're at the airport. It's just what you do, man. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. So here's the deal. When you get on the plane, by that point, you've probably slept less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
You just had caffeine. You ate McDonald's or whatever slop they have in the concourse.
Yep.
And then you're flying, which does a lot of weird barometric stress to your body, but it's not that bad if you're very healthy and you're don't have problems. So you fly and you land, and there might be some jet lag because you've crossed time zones and all that, and you probably have stuff to do when you get to your destination, so you're just doing it. And that is airport high, where you just feel out of it. So when that probably rude gate agent says, you need to go that way, you need to go that way. Gate agent.
Okay,
I think you said gay agent.
Oh my gosh, you need to bleep him.
No, that's okay. We want to make sure what you were saying.
It's a happy agent.
I heard
but
what
in this
he said.
case, this agent is not happy. The agent's rude. When they're yelling, you're saying, you need to go to this line or that place or whatever. I'm like, bruh, I literally am kind of out of it right now. You got to be patient with me, dog. But here's the deal. When it comes to getting on and off the plane, I'm the most efficient. It literally takes me 1 second to put my stowables in the overhead storage and sit down. I'm not one of those people who takes an eternity to get their boomer whatever suitcases.
Boomer Bear sweatshirt up there
Not
because they're Missouri
boomers.
State.
Boomers in general are
We
big
love boomers.
culprits of this. They take forever to unload and load off the airplane. It just makes everyone's days slower.
So what did you do in Florida?
I wanted to go visit Jack Holmgren.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I went on vacation.
Didn't you go there when he went to Illinois or something?
Probably.
I feel like you were texting
When he went
about
to Chirac?
that. And I feel like he was going to like Milwaukee.
Ew.
He went to a Brewers game. I think he might have gone maybe a Cubs game. I don't know. He was up there. And I don't know if that was the same time. I think he flew up there when he heard you were flying down to Florida.
Yeah, no, kind of sad.
Yeah.
I wasn't close to him though. He's in Tampa or whatever, and I was in Orlando, where all the tourists go.
Yeah, that is.
My words of wisdom: avoid tourist traps, but I don't make the rules. I just enforce them.
That's true.
Well, speaking of Orlando, that's kind of a good transition to my updates of the week, because in Orlando they have Disney
Cruises.
World,
They sure do.
Disney World. And then in Branson, Missouri, they have Silver Dollar City. Mint Mobiles.
Mint Mobile.
Yeah, I thought you would
mints.
get there.
Silver Dollar Mints.
But yeah, went to Silver Dollar City once again. I'll talk about it here and there. Some of y'all have been there. It's a great place, but they are closing one of their oldest roller coasters. It might have been their first roller coaster.
Which one are they closing?
Thunderation.
Oh, really?
This is their last year of it. And I'm starting to think there's a conspiracy whenever they like close a ride for the last time.
They're just going to redo it.
Well, that could be another
Did someone die on it? Like
conspiracy.
someone died at Fire in the Hole?
I mean, someone didn't die on it. Someone did die from it one time, but that's a different story. So when Fire in the Hole, another well-known ride there, closed, I remember the last season, they were like all the time, it's like, oh, we have maintenance. We have maintenance. Allegedly, it's right.
Tower 7.
Because it's like, this is annoying. I've written this in previous years. There weren't all these random maintenance breaks. Thunderation. I've never really had this issue either. But then I went yesterday to Silver Dollar City. I was about to get on the ride, and they're like, we're closed for maintenance. I'm like, I don't think I've ever really seen this before. What's the deal? Like, I think the last year when they're closing it because it has so many issues,
right?
They want to make sure that like, oh yeah, it's on its last lap. Like this is rough. So we're having maintenance breaks all the time
to make it seem like that's happening.
In reality, they're just like, no, we don't want.
They just want to close it down.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a conspiracy.
What day was this?
It would have been on May 30th.
May 30th.
Saturday.
Well, how come they didn't do that with Fire in the Hole? They just brought it back. It's basically the same ride, just in the back of the park instead of the front.
Yeah, and it's not as good.
May 29th.
I thought it was pretty good.
$7 trillion were missing.
From Silver Dollar City?
Exactly.
I knew it. And it's all being hidden in the maintenance cabins.
Just like another event.
Never mind.
Where $7 trillion went missing. Michael made a reference to it earlier.
I don't think I heard it. There's a lot of...
Yeah, we're going to pretend that.
This is the ADHD episode.
We're going to bleep that.
It's going every which way. But yeah, I'm thinking there might be a conspiracy. You could make the argument it's because so many people are riding it all of a sudden.
Right.
And if it's on its last lap and now you're having 5 times as many riders, there could be issues. But I don't think that's the case. I think they want you to feel like it should be gone.
Put your detective hat on.
Yeah. And they are putting a new ride. They just haven't made the official announcement yet on what it will be, what the theme will be, etc. But I will let you know when I find out, which probably won't be until the end of the year when they announce it. So that was one of the things at Silver Dollar City. Also, I've mentioned before, I got those old school, like 1990s Silver Dollar City mugs where I can get dollar refills for any drink I want.
Dollaritas?
Yeah, anything you want.
Wow.
Anything
Dollaritas.
You want. And unfortunately, sometimes when you go to the workers, be like, this drink's $1. They're like, no, it's $4.50. I'm like, no. Check your book. Flip. That's my thing. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was $1. I'm like, yep. So charge me $1. And they did. I did go slightly Karen, but they should have also known. Because I wasn't paying 450% more than what I ended up
Honestly, sometimes being a Karen is warranted because often we have this fatigue to where we just expect customer service to be rude to us and unreasonable. So in some sense of the word, Karens are some of the people manning the ramparts of American civilization, trying to keep everything in order. And sometimes we underappreciate the work that Karens do to uphold society as it has been. But sometimes Karens are kind of cringe lords.
That's one of the reasons, like after I went to Silver Dollar City, got that price situated, I joined the HOA.
Ooh.
I thought it was a nice transition.
Not based.
Your grass is too tall.
I'm going to take out everybody.
My name is Gladys Sharp, and I am president of the HOA. Have you seen that movie?
Is that Over the Hedge?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Dude, she's the
goat.
Embodiment of what it means to be a Karen. HOA, a lady that drives a black SUV that's bigger than what she needs.
A bunch of hoas.
She hates animals.
HOAs.
Whoa.
She hates children.
Whoa.
That's what you call it.
But
that's normal. You call them hoas.
My favorite character in that movie is the Verminator, Dwayne LaFonda. Did you get your associates from Vermtech? And dude, he's just so wholesome. He's like Virginianus marsupialis, whatever. He names the phylum and the genus for the the possum. And he says, it wants you to think it's dead. I just love how he has his little shotgun, net gun. He's like,
reptile?
Let's party, reptile, all that. Dude, he's so funny.
Got a lot of frozen lemonades for $1.
As you
that
should.
was the ultimate idea behind those mugs. So that was a plus. And then unfortunately, there was some lightning in the area, supposedly.
Allegedly.
it looked pretty sunny out.
Admonish.
So I decided to be an old person and go to the peanut brittle demonstration.
Yes.
Do you know why I went to it?
Because you're old.
Free samples.
Oh.
So they're making jokes like nobody's business. At one point, they're like, "Hey, I'm going to teach you exactly how to make the peanut brittle," and they just like rap off all the lyrics. And
The
like,
brittle.
"You want to hear something even crazier?
Yes.
I can do it backwards."
Uh-oh.
So everybody has to count down.
One more time.
We don't need all the buttons.
Are you going to do it backwards
One
for us?
more
And then
time
they're like
backwards.
1, 2, 3, and then she jumps and like flips like looking the other. She looks the other direction.
Oh.
And then starts saying it, and everybody's like, "Ha, ha, ha."
Boo.
And that was a good joke.
I would have booed her.
But the plus side is, again, after they made all the peanut brittle, you had warm peanut brittle samples, and that was a nice little.
That's based, wholesome, and fun for the whole family.
Yeah, it was a nice little cherry on top of.
There's no cherries in peanut brittle.
Okay, well, I'm done with my updates.
Silver Dollar says
Dane,
the most based and wholesome place on the planet. Anyone who says otherwise is wrong objectively.
Speaking of free things.
yes,
I love free
Dane.
things.
So I went bowling with our young adult ministry this week.
Yes.
That Samuel said he was going to show up to, and then he didn't.
I said I might.
Hey, pal. You just blowing from stupid
A
town?
little disappointed because that was the wrong button. But Dane, keep talking.
So I always make a little
Wait,
wager when I go
did
bowling.
you want me to hit this
No,
one?
no.
Dane's nephew.
If you click one more poor button, you lose all button
Okay.
privileges.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yes.
So I always
See
go bowling,
Poppy.
and I always make a little wager whenever I go bowling.
Yes.
Me and I find out who else is like kind of good at bowling, and then whoever loses has to buy the other one a crispy do.
Ooh.
So big
what,
money,
what
big
flavor?
money.
What kind of crispy do?
Whatever the bowling alley has usually.
That is so probably
So usually the
So
green.
regular.
Yeah.
And so we bowled the first one, and then I lost in the 10th frame, which was unreal, and I will never live it down. So then I responded by getting the highest score out of everybody there. There was probably 50 people there, and I scored the highest at 168.
No
And
one
so-
broke 200.
No one broke 200.
Dang.
That's just one number away from 167.
I know. That's crazy.
And this is why 67 is dead.
Dang it.
So how many people showed up for this?
Like 50-ish.
That's crazy.
It was a lot, and we spent a lot of money on bowling. And then we went to Andy's. We made a second
Your
bet.
$5 hard at work.
That's true.
Yes.
And
Based.
we made a second bet where the loser had to buy the other one Andy's, and I won free Andy's in the second one.
Did you beat
Let's
Hunter
go.
Langston in that one?
That's who had to buy me the,
Oh.
the ice cream.
Dude, this is literally my second time being psychic on the show. That one time you guys called me when I was about to go to bed and you asked me for life hacks. I told you
Forgot
about how you
about
can
that.
use a banana peel. And I said, thank you for coming to my life hacks. And now it's time for Dane's manifesto. And then you hit the button.
But we're not on the
Oh.
manifesto. We're not on the manifesto though right now.
Whoa.
Okay, I
Whoa,
wanted
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa. Careful.
They still give us up.
Hey.
If you click the button, he has to stop, and I want to hear his bowling update.
Just take it easy.
yes. Breathe.
Otherwise, though, this Ella Langley fandom is out of control.
What's wrong with Ella Langley?
What's
The
Ella
Ella
Langley?
fellas are out of control.
Who's Ella Langley?
She's gaining popularity in
a
country
country
music.
singer who's known for her voice.
She's a take your
Among
hat
other
off
things.
kind of woman.
Yes.
Is that Kash Patel's girlfriend?
I don't know who that is.
No. We said no politics.
Oh, that's right.
We said
Sorry.
no politics, Michael.
Admonished.
we don't want to get censored.
And now,
You're
Michael, you're from Texas, I can tell.
I am
Yeah.
from Texas.
By the way, you move.
He's
across
a-
the
Wait,
street.
is that the song where it's like I'm choosing Texas or whatever? It's
She
like
wrote that song.
He's an Ella fella.
Yeah.
She from Texas. I can.
She's from Texas, I can
it's
tell
a good
by
song.
the way.
I like that
He's
song.
two stepping around the room. Yeah, she wrote
I like that.
She wrote Want to Be Her. She wrote I'm Loving Life Again.
Maybe I
And
am
so-
an Ella fella.
Lots of great things.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
there's lots of Ella fellas out there now.
Mhm.
And what I'm saying is,
It's a good
I
song.
love her too.
Yeah. Did you see there was, I think it was on TikTok or Instagram or something, there was a husband and wife, and the wife threw the husband a birthday party, and the theme he wanted was Ella Langley.
No.
And I'm like, that's a little weird.
That's too far.
Oh.
It's like her I think her
Not
face is on your
based.
cake, but you're married.
That's kind
That
of
doesn't
sus.
work.
No.
When
okay.
you're married, you have to delete every other woman's phone number from your phone. That's
Yeah.
the rules. I
By
don't make the
law.
rules.
It's
By
something
law.
with something with them also. Like so many of the
I'd
ladies
be
are
fine
like
with that.
Harry Styles. I don't know what they're called. Ella fellas, Harry fellas.
Come on, Harry. We just want to say good night
it.
to you.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Styles fandom is.
Yeah. I don't know either.
It really just starts to grind my gears, man.
It's not the same.
Michael, are you going to click the right buttons?
Michael, it grinds my gears.
Oh, it grinds your gears? Uh-oh, hang on.
Yep, okay.
There it is.
There it is. Ow!
Sorry, I was thinking about Harry Styles.
I know. He's a distracting fella.
He is.
Michael, does that grind your gears? How distracted you are by another man?
Yeah.
No, I'm not distracted by Harry Styles. I'm always locked
Those
in.
UK men
I'm
do
locked
something
the
to
fork
Michael.
in. I'm always locked in.
Yep.
I'm locked in like a silver
Talking
fork.
about Harry Styles and gate agents.
Whoa.
Anyways, so what
Hashtag cancel Samuel.
grinds my gears is very nice dinner spots.
Whoa.
Specifically when you go to these nice dinner spots after working out and your body temp will not cool down because the AC is not on
Is that
very
just
well.
because you have hyperhidrosis?
That is part of it. I went to like this work dinner thing the other day, which was even better because I'm around coworkers I've only known for a few weeks. And
Jake was talking about that.
He talked about how I was
Jiggly Jake.
Did he talk? He didn't talk about me.
Formerly doing business
he talked about the
as
dinner.
The
judgmental
dinner
Jake.
itself was very nice, and we all got like $50 to $60 steaks, which was pretty awesome. What's unfortunate is I had like a 2-hour gap between the end of work and when the dinner was. So I'm like, let's get a workout in.
Boo.
Which gym did you go to? Did you go to Planet Fitness?
Go to Genesis because it's the only biblical place.
Well, didn't God make the whole planet? So is Planet Fitness not biblical?
Well, Genesis in the beginning.
That's true. I suppose Satan is the ruler of this world. He's the prince of the power there. So I suppose Planet Fitness must be
that's what grinds my gears. So Dane,
right.
here you go. Anyways, had about 2 hours, worked out, and then I left. I thought I was fine. Got to the dinner location, sat down, and I'm like, I'm starting to sweat a lot again. And it was like coming down my forehead. I was starting to sweat through my shirt. I only had like in my shirt with like light colors, so you can see the sweat thing. So then I have my jacket on, so then I'm really not cooling down, and I'm just drenching. Like I'm just like sweating so hard, I'm just drenched the whole time. And I'm like, I'm sorry, people. And then eventually I went to the bathroom for like 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, just trying to dry off. It was horrible. Eventually the AC did kick on. I was able to cool down, but not before I made a complete fool of myself. And it was unfortunate.
How'd you make a fool of yourself?
I was just very sweaty at a nice place.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, I was just sweating like nonstop. I couldn't cool down. I'm like,
Did they fire you on the spot?
I did drip on the menu.
Oh,
yeah.
Ew.
Look, it was my menu, it was my menu, so I was able to wipe it off.
That's
but
good.
Hyperhidrosis kills you at the wrong times. But on the plus side, it did show that I work out.
I'm gonna get lightheaded and pass out right now.
Might as well.
That was what grinded my gears. But on just the flip side, usually we don't do this during grinds my gears. I did have the very nice steak. Eventually I did cool down and we had a good time overall. So, and this also didn't grind my gears. Ran into Danny Mac on the way out.
Oh,
yeah, shout
Mr.
out.
McNamara.
Yep.
What a guy.
Solid guy.
What restaurant was this?
Why did you? Oh, you mean yourself because you're over there.
Yeah, sorry, I muted myself so you didn't hear me slurping up this water. I just had to get a sip after listening to that. That was a bit vomit-inducing.
It's only like a Springfield restaurant, I believe, but it was Metropolitan Grill.
Oh, that is a fancy place.
It was very nice.
I hear the bathrooms are very fancy.
They are very nice. Is that what Jake was telling you?
No.
Or you just know from other people?
This was like...
You have a lot of bathroom talk going on?
No, like 7-8 years ago, I had some friends who went there on a date, and they told me it was very fancy.
I had not been there since like 2017.
Yeah. The guy's main takeaway was the bathrooms were super fancy.
Yeah, they are nice.
I hope he washed his hands afterwards. That grinds my gears. People that wash their hands after using the bathroom, that's just nasty.
Okay. Well, he already knocked out his, so Dane, what grinds your gears?
Washing your hands is nasty?
Well, speaking of restaurant and grinds my gears, you know what also grinds my gears with restaurants? When you go to a restaurant because your friends are going there, and all you do is get water and you don't actually order something off the menu. That's not right. You should order something from the restaurant if you're going there. Don't just go there and drink water with your friends. True. You should order.
Wait. Oh, time out. Are you saying if you go to like a bar or what are you saying?
Just a sit down restaurant. Like you sit
Chili's.
down. Yeah, like Chili's. If you go.
And the only thing you order is water.
Yeah, just because your friends are going there. That's kind of cringe
now,
if you do that.
In high school, I did that a lot.
That I agree is slightly weird and does get weirder as you get older.
True.
The closest I got to that was summer after I graduated high school. A big group of us wanted to hang out. We wanted to go to this like somewhat nicer restaurant. It was
Mexican Villa.
It was like a Texas Roadhouse.
Dublin's
but
Pass.
it wasn't Texas Roadhouse. We weren't old enough.
Oh.
But everybody ordered different stuff. I just wanted to hang out, so I didn't just order water. I ordered a side of Hush Puppies, which was like $1.50.
That's reasonable though, because you bought something. You contributed to the restaurant,
and I get my 10% tip, of 15 cents.
There you go.
Or 15% tip, I guess.
That's true.
However much that would be. Yeah. So,
it might be
so who's saying what grinds their gears currently? I guess you kind of already said yours.
I added to yours. I'm here to add on to everyone. I added to yours.
So then, Dane, what grinds your gears?
What grinds my gears is how small Michael's phone is.
Oh, dude, do you like this?
His actual phone.
Can you describe it to us?
Mini. It's an iPhone 13 mini.
Whoa. How big is it compared to my iPhone 13 Pro Max?
It doesn't take up as much room in my pocket, so honestly, I have more room for other important things.
I dig that, but I guess if you have an older phone, you don't really need a case.
Michael's
I'm about to get a new one.
New case or new phone?
New phone.
I like that style of phone, though. I like the small ones.
Here's the problem. Everyone just has these massive phones, and it just takes up so much room in your pockets.
It's ridiculous.
I have more important things I need to keep in my pockets. I have all my cold dollar bills that I need to keep in there.
If I could have my Google
and
Pixel,
the keys to my Ferrari.
If I could have my Google Pixel phone and the size of your phone, like what it is, that would be like perfect. I don't want a giant phone.
Is that the Google Pixel 8?
I had the 8 Pro, I think, because I got like a good deal on like Facebook Marketplace.
I do have to run with this in my hands.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, if I wear like the running shorts, I can put it in one of those pockets.
Have you ever seen the running belts?
Yeah, I have those.
Those are really handy because then
do you not put that in a belt?
It doesn't move anywhere.
Well, so anytime I want to or like,
whoa, I'm not bleeping you.
No, you didn't.
No, I'm not bleeping.
Yeah, you didn't bleep that.
What were you trying to say?
This is a wholesome family.
I'm not bleeping. I'm not
change
bleeping.
Or shift, and then
shift.
Yeah.
It's okay. Do you want that bleep? It's okay because it was a mistake. It was yeah, we're keeping it. Okay, we're keeping it.
So anytime I want to change the song or shift to a different like radio or something like that,
when you're running,
I put it in the flip belt, but then it's always so hard to like get it in and out of the flip belt because it's just so big and it takes up the entire space in the flip belt.
You got to have everything ready to go on the phone where you don't have to take it out.
And so sometimes I listen to like YouTube videos. Sometimes I listen to music. Yesterday was La Musica.
Yeah.
And so now if I had an iPhone mini, which is both have the 13s, but mine's the Pro Max and yours is the 13 mini.
Mine's about to run out of battery too. Mine dies pretty quickly. So that's why I also need a new one.
Yeah. The battery is one of the biggest issues.
Yeah. Mine's probably twice as big as Michael's phone.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And so it grinds my gears that you have a small phone and you don't even have to worry about it when you run.
Nope.
So he's happy for you is what he's saying.
I'm
happy
the slowest mile.
I've never run slow before.
So in reality, what grinds his gears is that his phone is so massive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I got it for free, so.
Yeah.
Your Tide dollar's hard at work.
Michael, what does anything grind your gears or was what grinded your gears when you added on to ours?
I've got something. I've already talked about some of it, but
you can finish it off here.
I'll add something. Here's the deal. When you are at a graduation, as you know, it is May, so we've just wrapped up the time when a lot of people graduate, May and December.
Yeah.
Remember, ironically enough, it's actually not about you. It's about the institution of higher learning, and we are advancing.
No. It's about you.
Well,
do a backflip. But continue. Sorry.
No.
Continue.
Bro, so that's actually what I was going to talk about. What grinds my gears is people who think that they're so special, they get to have their own 15-minute dance recital while they're walking across stage. And I just think that any sound-minded university would just say, so sorry about that. We'll mail your diploma. If you wanted to do this, we're just not going to give you the satisfaction of handing you your diploma. So that's what grinds my gears. People being selfish and narcissistic. Another example, I was at a graduation. I saw these people in a row, and in the entire row of this one graduate gallery, literally all on their phones the whole time. I was thinking, don't be rude. Just sit there. None of us want to be here. I get that. But if you're here, we're all in this together. Quote, just sit there and get through it. It'll be okay.
I have a question for you.
So there's people being rude and obnoxious in public.
Do you consider this rude? I'm going to play a quick clip and you'll listen in.
Okay.
I think it should go straight into
an ad before.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Here we go.
Shaquille, I hate Charles Barkley O'Neal.
Yeah, that shouldn't be allowed. We should not do.
Shaquille,
he changed his middle
Charles
name.
Barkley O'Neal.
We should not do nicknames.
But the thing is, though, he didn't say it. The speaker said it for him.
I know, but we shouldn't allow that. I'm pretty sure we didn't do that at my graduation when I graduated from college.
You do know who Shaq is, though, right?
Of course I know who Dr. Shaquille O'Neal is.
There we go. Yes. Okay. But that was hilarious.
I think he changed his middle name legally to I hate Charles Barkley.
Honestly might have.
I can see him doing that.
Yeah,
that's a waste of legal fees and a good lawyer's billable hours of service.
He's okay. He can.
I'm going to change my middle name to Arrest Michael Fuller.
I'm going to change my middle name to Cancel Dane Beesmeyer.
And I'm going to change my middle name to
Joe Mama.
Right there.
Nice.
Yo, it's that time of day, so listen up, because it's time for some sports talk. The segment where we boldly analyze things we barely watched. Did we do research? Factually?
No.
Emotionally?
Yes.
Maybe.
We're talking Big Daddy hacks, devastating sacks,
And fourth quarter comebacks.
But most importantly,
No soccer. Welcome
Especially
back.
the World Cup.
Yeah, welcome back to Sports Talk. Speaking of the World Cup, Argentina did land in Kansas City for the World Cup. So
Nice.
shout out to Messi. Anyways,
There goes my morning commute.
we will get into NBA stuff here shortly, but in the meantime, I want to talk a little bit about the MLB salary proposals, specifically like with their deal. I'm going to blank what the word's called. What's it called?
Collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, collective bargaining agreement. It's going to expire December 1st, and the owners and the players do not want to get along. Specifically, both of them gave their first kind of ideas of what the bargaining agreement should look like. They are both very extreme, as you would expect,
That's true.
because eventually they will try to find that middle ground. I just want to give a quick breakdown of what each, like the owners and the players both proposed. Specifically for the owners, because I don't know if they gave out their ideas first or if it was the players, but here's what they wanted. They want a hard salary cap and a floor, which salary cap is, baseball is the one sport that does not have a salary cap.
Right.
And they're very adamant about never having it. But the owners, obviously, they want a salary cap.
Yeah.
So they
can spend less money.
yeah. But at the same time,
Only money.
they do have a floor in their proposal, which is nice at least.
Helps.
So they have a ceiling of $245 million, which
That's almost as much as
it's
Dane
pretty
makes.
high, but there are several teams, 8 teams specifically, who are already above that limit, which is the Dodgers, Mets, and Yankees would be 3 of those big ones. And I think between them and maybe the other teams, they would have to cut roughly $578 million in salary to all reach that limit. And then they also set a mandatory floor of $171 million by 2027. Currently, 12 teams are under that, such as the Marlins, Pirates, and Cardinals.
Yep.
And they would have to all increase spending by roughly $617 million, which in theory
Should even out.
Increase by 617, decrease by 578. That's more money for players in 2027.
Increase parity.
Yeah, etc. I think the Cardinals, because again they cut a lot of payroll, they would have to increase their payroll by roughly $100 million.
Yeah, which is great.
Which is, I mean, great in a way, as long as they spend it well. But that was part of their proposal. Additionally, they talked about a 50-50 revenue split where it said it seeks an even league-wide division of all revenue between owners and players. They also have pooled TV money, which aims to combine all local television broadcast revenues and distribute them completely equally among all 30 teams, which don't hate that because some of the teams get a lot more money for
Yankees.
Yeah, the Yankees, Dodgers, etc. And some teams make nothing, like the Rays or
Pirates.
Yeah. So it is unfortunate for those teams.
The code is more of a suggestion.
And
That's
then
true.
It also mentions something about shorter contracts. It kind of pushes the sport away from decade-long mega deals in favor of shorter-term player contracts with higher annual values, which you've seen a little bit more recently with the occasional 14-year deal.
Well, you know.
So that's what the owners...
Like a 50-year mortgage.
That's what the owners are proposing.
True.
And then on the players' side, a little different. So they obviously reject any form of salary cap.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they would love the salary floor.
Yeah.
But they said instead want to focus on maximizing free market value and getting younger players paid much earlier.
Which means less years of control.
Yes, which owners don't like. So part of their idea is double the minimum salaries. So currently the league minimum is $780,000.
You can't even live off that.
I mean, for some of the guys, if they're only playing for like 2 years, that doesn't
crazy.
really add up to that much.
Put it all in Bitcoin.
But they want to raise it to 1.5 million. So that's, I mean, good for the younger players who might not last very long. They have bigger pre-arbitration bonus pool. So they propose ballooning the bonus pool for elite young pre-arbitration players from 50 million to 180 million. So that's a lot more money to the young guys. Faster free agency. They want to seek to lower the traditional free agency eligibility threshold from 6 years down to 5 for players aged 30 or older, which is kind of understandable. And then they also have anti-tanking penalties. Which is interesting. They reject a salary cap and instead want to heavily tax and penalize teams that refuse to spend a baseline amount on their rosters. Basically, the union wants to replace the concept of a rigid spending window with penalties targeting non-spending owners protecting fully guaranteed open market deals. So basically, it's the salary cap is the big issue.
Yeah.
And
because they don't want to cap, they want to be able to make the cajillion dollars.
Yeah, which in the grand scheme of things can be great for those top guys. Doesn't necessarily affect
like Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, the Shohei Ohtanis of the world or whoever else. Doesn't really affect probably 95% of the league, but those top 5%, they definitely want to have the uncapped potential. What I was kind of reading, it seems like, again, there'll probably be some sort of lockout, but there won't be like a cap necessarily. They'll probably meet somewhere in the middle. I don't know what that'll be.
No cap.
Yeah.
I'm sure that won't happen until probably January, February, March.
January
Hopefully
6th.
not during the Major League season.
We're going to cancel the season next year.
That would be unfortunate.
Again.
They're going to do COVID again. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. That could be unfortunate.
That could
They're
be
going to do it
unfortunate.
again.
Well, there's
But
another election season, another COVID.
Yep. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with those MLB proposals. I don't know. You don't know. God does, but he's not telling.
He's not telling unless you go to James River.
Yeah, but besides
you might need to bleep
but no, I'll keep it in. But besides that, congratulations goes out to the San Antonio Spurs for winning the NBA championship.
Ethical Hoops reigns once again.
Yes.
We needed that.
Dane, what are your thoughts on the Spurs and the Thunder?
Well, so like I said, Ethical Hoops had to win.
Yeah.
And it broke down to kind of like three things that happened. Last night, we were recording on Sunday. We wanted to wait to see who won that game. And so the thing is, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they lost their two other playmakers and like shot creators in AJ Mitchell and Jalen Williams.
Unfortunate.
And so they couldn't really create a shot outside of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. And he had a good game.
Shane Gillis.
Yes.
Yeah, Shane Gillis. He's
Shane
their top player.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
That's right. He is.
No, outside of Shea, he was the only one creating and making shots, and so he got worn down and tired at the end of the game. And then also Wemby had a pretty good game, and honestly, the role players for the Spurs stepped up and made a bunch of threes, and they ended up winning. And so between the injuries and the lack of shot creating and stellar defense that the Spurs played, I mean, we saw it happen. And so now they go to the finals and play the New York Knicks,
who Jiggly Jake thinks will compete well.
Yeah.
And he gets kind of angry when you think the Spurs will sweep the Knicks.
Jake gets angry about everything, as you'll find out later in the episode.
Yeah.
That's because Jake and I went to high school with a Knicks player.
Yeah.
One of the Knicks players.
Yeah.
And so he's a big Knicks fan or whatever now. And I'm like, no, I still hate the Knicks. I don't care.
Yeah.
And
Judge Judy Jake.
Yeah.
And we went to high school with OG, though.
The People's Court.
And then, what was it? If the Knicks win the finals, though, I think we need to prepare to shut down New York.
It will be bad.
They're going to rip down the Statue of Liberty.
They're going
to... And parade it through the town.
That's not going to be good.
Yeah, it's not good. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it.
Oh, also, did you see how much courtside Knicks tickets are costing?
I didn't see courtside. I saw that. I think the average price of tickets. I know Game 1 and Game 2, which are in San Antonio. Is Game 1 and 2 in San Antonio?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are averaging about $3,500 a piece, and then goes to New York, and the prices jumped up to like $7,000 and $8,000, and then for Game 5, it's around $8,000 to $10,000, I believe, in San Antonio, and then Game 6 is in New York, and it's like $10,000 to $12,000.
Yep.
And then the final game, if it goes to Game 7, would be in San Antonio, and it's around $9,000. And those are average price tickets. Courtside's probably $500,000.
Courtside is $103,000
for New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you could buy 15,000 slices of pizza in New York City for that price.
That's
It's insane. You could do, what was it? It was like 20,000 subway rides.
It's insane.
For that price.
I mean, there's so many people who are like, this is our chance. Like, they have not been in the finals since the 90s.
We're so bad.
99.
Yeah.
99?
Shortened season.
99.
Like, this is definitely
like
a
card game.
Teach the kids that.
This is a Cowboys situation. Dallas Cowboys. If they ever make the Super Bowl again, the prices will be outrageous.
They just need Jerry Jones to come in and
we need Jerry Jones.
Clutch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Again.
But Dane loves Jerry.
Do you think the Knicks will win one game?
I think they win one. I think it's going to be a gentleman's sleep. I think they win Game 3 in New York, and that's it.
Yeah. The Spurs just look so good.
They look really good, and I mean, OG and Mikal Bridges are going to have a whale of a series in order to win this.
And the Knicks have just been sitting for so long. I know in baseball that can really affect teams when they sit for so long. I don't know if it also does the same thing in basketball where they aren't as fresh.
Well, they get rusty is what happens, and so that happened last series. They had one bad half, and then the rest they just steamrolled the Cavs. And
the Cavs weren't that great.
No, the Cavs sucked.
Yeah.
And so I expect them to come out slow again, but I think they'll still end up winning in San Antonio, and they'll be good.
I was going to say the biggest thing with the Spurs is that they probably realize, like, this team's not nearly as good. So they might not necessarily bring their A game immediately.
Oh, man.
Which, that way, if they do lose one of the games, they're like, okay, now we have to turn it on. And also, Wembanyama does not look like he'll be stopped. He's
an
like,
alien.
I think he basically said, like, this would mean, like, everything to me.
Yeah.
Like, or more. Which means, like, we probably should preach the gospel to him. That would be beneficial. Get him away from all those Buddhist monks.
He's a monk.
But it would be cool to see him win a championship.
I'm just glad he brought back ethical hoops.
Yeah, ethical hoops is
We
huge.
can't have floppers all over the place.
Just like in soccer.
Just like in soccer.
No soccer.
Did you... And you brought up the soccer. Michael, we said no soccer, and you brought up the soccer. Just like in soccer, but no soccer.
No.
Did you have any sports talk for anything specific, Michael?
My sports talk is I heard the news that Clark Hunt was going to move the Kansas City Chiefs from Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas, a.k.a. Overland Park. Because
Evelyn Park.
Yeah, literally. So here's the deal. Clark Hunt, we all know why he did this. It's not for an enhanced fan experience.
Nope.
It's not for a whatever corporate PR cover-up slogan you can use.
Nope.
It's because of the money.
Yeah.
And because if you actually look at the new readout of the stadium, it's cutting the nosebleed seats, which that's the life and soul of the Kansas City Chiefs is the nosebleed seats. And they're going to add more luxury boxes so people can sell it to their corporate entities and make more money. And they're just making money off people that are rich that aren't actually going to watch the game. They're just going to sit there and socialize while the game's going
Brittany
on.
Mahomes.
Yeah, literally.
I am glad that they brought this up because we only bring the most breaking news to you, and this did get announced December 2025. So I'm glad we're bringing it up during our June episode.
Here's the deal. I haven't been able to talk about it because I've been off
June,
the podcast.
by the way.
But
Forgot to mention
the reason I wanted to share that is because it made me think about the movie Robots. That's the first thing that came to my head when I found out that Clark Hunt was going to move the Chiefs. The movie Robots, starring Ewan McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
There's
from
a
Star
scene
Wars,
in it.
from Star
yes,
Wars.
from Star. Ewan McGregor plays Obi-Wan Kenobi. Says, "Hello there," and then he also says, "Your new empire." And then he also, little known fact, he also does say, "Oh, I don't think so." Whoop! And he force pushes General Grievous into the ceiling. It's such a great scene. Here's the deal. I was thinking about the movie Robots when it's Ratchet, who's the villain. His persona is he's a corporate CEO.
Yeah.
And
Mark Zuckerberg.
He's literally the Mark Zuckerberg of the robots world. And instead of being good and wholesome and focused on the well-being of the customer and the people of the city that he served, like Mr. Bigweld, the former, well, not former, but he's more of an estranged owner and president of Bigwell Industries. Ratchet is this new acting CEO who says, and I quote, "Memo to Bigweld, we're not a charity. Let's take a look at our big ticket item." And he flips the screen. It's this bum. It's Eye of the Tiger. It's showing the pictures
Also,
of the upgrades.
spoiler alerts in case you didn't see this movie.
Spoiler alerts if you haven't seen the movie.
It is 20 years old.
It literally talks about how the whole point of the new modern capitalistic style of business is all about the money, maximizing profits, minimizing costs.
Love capitalism.
And Ratchet's all about making more money, but Bigweld is the based and wholesome CEO who cares about selling a good product that the customer actually needs and taking care of the customer. Because in Robot City at Bigweld Industries, you can shine no matter what you're made of. But Clark Hunt, his slogan is, "Why be you when you can be new?" That's why he wants to move the Chiefs to Overland Park, just like Ratchet wanting to get rid of spare parts and only make upgrades.
Have you ever considered making a blog, Michael? I would love a blog by Michael Fuller.
A lot of people have told me
that should have been a blog post, and that could have gone viral if you would have posted it December 24th.
Yeah, I could have made a video essay like every other Zoomer that has a YouTube channel out there.
I would like a blog by Michael.
Well, I also was thinking about robots, and I thought literally Dane and Samuel are straight up carbon copies of Rodney and Fender. So Dane is like Fender, and Samuel's like Rodney, and that means Lindsay Reed is like Piper, who is Rodney's younger sister, who always gets annoyed with him when he's messing with her and all that. And I'm just thinking about that scene when she's powdering her face with that whatever thing that
donut.
It's the donut or whatever that they use and the beauty. I'm not a woman, so I don't know much about beauty instruments and all that. But it's the scene when he's like, "I'm not in your room. Now I am. Now I'm not." And she's like, "Fender, get out of It made me think of just wholesome Dane and Lindsay stuff, like that one time when Dane said he peed in Lindsay's shower.
Allegedly.
Yep.
And then literally, if that's the case, then that would make Lauren like Cappy, who becomes Rodney's girlfriend in the movie, who's one of Ratchet's former assistants, who in the end turns to help the good guys defeat Ratchet and Ratchet's evil mom, Madame Gasket,
Who's
at
that?
the final battle. I don't know. I haven't figured out. So I haven't figured out who Big Weld is.
Madame Gasket?
Big Weld. Big Weld
I don't
has
know
to
who
be Jake.
Big Weld. Yeah, maybe Big Weld's Jiggly Jake.
Big Weld.
And then
And his house
maybe
is Madame
who's
Big Weld.
Ratchet then? Who would Ratchet be?
Try Daniel.
Who's the
He's kind of
Daniel's the villain? Okay.
Well, I'm just saying he's Ratchet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Jack is Ratchet.
Jack is
Yeah,
Ratchet.
Jack is
Or,
Ratchet.
but then who would
Mrs. Jokes with Jack.
I haven't seen
Mrs. Jokes with Jack
I haven't
is
seen
Madame
this movie
Gasket.
since it was in theaters.
Dude, it's such a great movie. It's such a great movie. But yeah, I don't know. We haven't made a definitive list of all the characters and
Yes.
their IRL
And
corresponding
again,
individuals.
this could be where a blog comes into place.
You're right. But we've kind of derailed it from the sports segment by me talking about robots. So
I like to say
Don't let me-
we've derailed when you took it to iRobot.
well, here's the deal. I'm not selfish.
Sorry.
okay.
I thought you had it.
You just blowing from
sorry.
stupid town?
You
But anytime I don't ever like to say I because it makes it so narcissistic. I like to address everyone as a group. So we. It's like one of my old professors used to say, you should never ask, I want this. You should ask, would we like to try this?
Okay, we've officially thrown the script out the window. It's time for the main segment. And honestly, who knows where this is going? We don't. You don't. God does.
But he's not telling.
Dude, that's so quick.
I do talk fast for a living.
Okay.
Here's
so
the deal.
We had Michael on this week because we're like, what do we do for main segment? I don't know. You don't know. God does, but he's not telling.
But
Michael
I
has
know.
a lot of thoughts. So
I do.
Michael's going to take over this main segment, and Dane and myself will add on as needed.
Well, this is the second time I've recently been the main segment because the last time you called me when I was about to go to bed and I gave my life hacks, I was the main segment. And then we had Dane's manifesto afterwards.
Manifesting.
Oh, yeah. That was a good transition.
It was a good transition. With Jiggly Jake.
Yes.
Jiggly Jake, almost Judge Judy Jake, formerly
Almost.
Judgmental Jake.
Yes.
By the way, I was thinking about one of the episodes I was on, the People's Court, where we litigated whether or not I hit that small child in a dodgeball game.
I forgot about
People's
that.
Court was a
Do you remember that? Dude, that was such a fun episode.
Michael did hit that
because
kid
it's
with
back
a
when
dodgeball.
we were all K-Life leaders and we were doing the dodgeball tournament and it was leaders versus kids for that one semifinal game. And it was that small child he's probably in middle school by now, right?
Probably an adult.
Does he go to... Is he a Hill
that
City?
was episode 10.
Is
he
he
just brought out something from March 2023.
Is he a
That was a good
Lightco student, Dane?
I don't know.
You don't know?
That is insane.
He's probably at least in middle school now. I feel like was it Gannon's younger brother?
Maybe.
This
All
was-
I
this
remember
was
is
over
you
three-
striking a child.
This was 38 months ago, and you remember it like it was yesterday.
Here's the deal. All I know is that I hit that kid in the leg with the dodgeball, and you guys were like, you hit him in the face, And I was saying, guys, I did not. And we have video evidence that proves it otherwise.
Also, that was a 34-minute episode.
I know, right? That's crazy.
Good time.
But I was thinking about that. I was just thinking about the People's Court. It made me think about Judge Judy Jake, formerly Judgmental Jake, but now doing business as Jiggly Jake. And it made me think of the one time I came to Springfield and I thought, what's the best thing to do when you're in Springfield? And I said, it's have a sleepover with Dane.
Strike a child.
And whoa.
Well, no.
That's
No.
what Michael wants to do.
I want to beat other people.
That's what
Well,
Dane wants to
okay,
do,
that was-
actually.
that was
We
a
have
good use.
video evidence of it.
Okay, but bring it up, Mike. Bring it
Judge
back,
Judy
Michael.
Jake.
Yep.
Dane lives with Judge Judy Jake. Judge Judy Jake is the homeowner of Dane's residence.
multiple homes.
And I said, Dane, he does rental properties now. That's sweet. I should talk to him about that. Here's the deal. I said, Dane, we got to have a sleepover. And Dane says, okay, I'd be down, but you got to ask Jake. He's probably going to say no. And I'm thinking,
True.
Judge Judy Jake and I have known each other for a while. Surely he wouldn't say no. So I literally call him. And I said, hey, Jake, it's Michael. Can Dane and I have a sleepover? He said, haha, that sounds good, but no. I said, what? So I have had this pent up, not frustration, but this pent up what, if you will.
Arsonist rage.
No, that's
Oh.
what Dane does. Here's the deal. I literally wanted to have a sleepover with Dane, but Judgmental Jake at the time, that was back when he was Judgmental Jake before
Sure.
we renamed him Judge Judy Jake,
Or Jiggly Jake.
Jiggly Jake. Almost Judge
Not
Judy
Jewish
Jake.
Jake.
Not
Or Japanese Jake.
or
Yeah.
Menopause Jake.
Yeah, okay.
Or
Or
Jake, not the
Menopause
cute
Jake.
one.
Menopause Jake was good.
Main
Jake, not
segment.
the
Main
cute one.
segment.
So I thought to myself, I was in a contemplative state, and I thought about the evolution of a Gen Z boy sleepover, as I am a Gen Z boy. I'm a young patriot, and I thought part of the Patriot canon event as a young boy growing up as a Zoomer is the various sleepovers that you will go throughout your lifespan as a young Zoomer boy. So I broke it down into really 3.5 stages. There's elementary school, middle school, incorporated into middle school is junior high, because depending on where you are, there's middle school and then junior high.
That's true.
It's sort of middle school part 2, really, because you still can't drive yet. What?
And if you want to, if you, putting the phone here helps you at all.
Oh, perfect. I'll just hold my phone so I can look at my notes.
Yeah, that works.
So here's the deal. You've got middle school, you got high school. Preceding that, you have junior high.
And then you have marriage.
Whoa.
Actually,
pretty
no,
much.
I guess you have...
After junior high?
Well, junior high, high school, college roommates, and then whatever young adult roommates, and then marriage.
Friendationships.
Yes.
Here's the deal, though.
Michael,
if we were a base, we'd all be married by the time we're out of high school.
By the time we're out of high school?
I mean, think about our grandparents. Like, literally, I think one of my grandparents' sets were married when they were both 18, fresh out of high school. I mean, most people did that historically.
I was 18 once.
I mean, if you look at, there's some really cool
letters.
letters.
But they also didn't really go to college back then.
No, you're right. You did.
So
There's a lot of cool letters
College
from the
isn't
troops
real.
during World War II, writing back to their wives and fiancés. Just these 18 and 19-year-olds. It was really wholesome, actually. There's a lot of cool parts of history.
Cool. It is.
So, getting back to the main segment.
Yes.
Here's the deal. We start off with elementary. You maybe have your first sleepover.
So this is the sleepover main sleepover main segment with Michael.
Yes, we are going over the evolution of a young patriot Gen Z boys sleepover in Middle America, which I'm sure is a canon event for many of you young lads out there listening. Here's the deal.
And lassies.
Yes, that's true. Lads and lassies. You have elementary school, but it's maybe a little bit different because I don't know much about women's sleepovers.
That's good.
But I know a lot about Gen Z boys sleepovers because I'm, of course, one of them.
Makeup, painting your nails.
Probably.
For the Gen Z boys.
Calling boys.
Nowadays.
Well.
Yeah. Okay,
watching, I don't know, whatever they watch. Zoe 101
Naruto.
or something.
That's a classic program.
That is a classic program.
That's a good show.
It is a good show. But iCarly and Drake and Josh are far superior.
True.
Oh, man.
True.
Great shows.
You start out with elementary school.
Yep.
Probably your first sleepover, maybe you're 6 or 7, something like that.
This guy.
But it's usually a birthday party. You don't have sleepovers too frequently when you're in early elementary school. It's usually a birthday party. My first sleepover was a birthday party. Goated sleepovers. Honestly, maybe in the top 10 sleepovers I've ever had. I've had a lot of them. I've had a lot of good ones. Here's the deal. Usually start off, it's a birthday party, so you got to eat dinner, which usually involves pizza from Pizza Hut I love Pizza Hut. A birthday cake. Then you just play games with your friends. It's usually hide and seek. And if you have a friend that has a really cool, cheesy dad, he'll play with you and he'll really get into it. And he'll dress up in a costume or he'll get a lightsaber out and you have to lightsaber duel your friend's dad. It's super wholesome and really based. Dads out there that really get into it and make their kids' sleepovers really fun.
More dangerous.
Yeah, or dangerous. I mean, what if you have it?
More dangerous is more fun.
That is true. Like one time, I think we went to this giant water park with our friend's dad, and he was just launching us into the pool. It was super fun. So then, you're playing hide and seek. You're, I don't know, maybe playing with action figures, or maybe you're wrestling. That's more of a middle school thing or high school thing is wrestling. But
looking at your Obama poster.
Yeah, you're looking at your Obama poster.
And
then around around 8 or 9, it's time to watch a movie. So if you were based in wholesome like me and grew up in the early 2000s, you watched, say, Transformers by Michael Bay. You watch Transformers, and then when Linkin Park hits the downbeat of What I've Done, the cheesy dad walks down and says, "All right, boys, it's time for bed." And then you all get into your sleeping bags and your pillows or whatever, lined up on the basement floor. It's usually a basement, not a living room. It's typically a basement.
As long as you're in the Midwest. Because I've found out other places don't have many basements.
Yeah, Texas doesn't have basements.
Yeah.
You get on the basement floor in your sleeping bag, and ironically enough, you don't have too many back problems as a kid, so it's usually fun to just sleep on a regular floor or carpet or whatever. And then you get on your pillow and sleeping bag, whatever, and then you go to bed. If you're really dangerous and you're staying up later than you should, don't do that, kids.
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. That's kind of late.
That's kind of late.
You might hear the rumors from your friends about Bloody Mary and try to see if it works. And then you'll simultaneously terrorize yourself and all your friends, and people will have nightmares and not be able to sleep, and someone's going to have to go home early and call their parents. And
you tell your friends about your girlfriend Olivia who goes to a different school.
Yeah.
I guess that might be a canon event for Dane Beesmeyer, but it certainly wasn't for me. So that's essentially an elementary school sleepover.
Okay,
it's usually a birthday party. You don't have them as often as you later do in middle school. Maybe when you're in 5th grade, you have them more just randomly, occasionally with your friends.
That's
but
a big year.
Then we're progressing to middle school.
Progressive middle school.
Middle school. When you're middle school, you have a little bit more freedom. You have a little bit more leeway. So you have sleepovers more often. I remember one time it was maybe 9 o'clock at night, and my mom said, "Hey, your friend wants you to come over to his house and ride bikes around the street." So I literally just went over, rode bikes.
At 9 o'clock?
Just 9 o'clock at night with my friend. I think it was close to the 4th of July, so I think we shot some fireworks off too. And it was literally around midnight, so we just went and slept in his basement or whatever. So that was funny. Just a random spontaneous sleepover. Those are more common in high school, though. This was kind of a one-time event for middle school. But with middle school, you usually watch Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Great movie.
Yes, great movie. You watch Paul Blart Mall Cop. You have a Nerf war, again, in the basement.
Also
Nerf
great.
war in the basement. You ride your bikes. Typically, if you're in a neighborhood, you can ride bikes to and from your friend's house. Don't ride golf carts or dirt bikes on public roads. That is illegal. And if that happens to you, we will find you. We will cancel you. We will ban you. No. And we will give you a harsh, strict, lawful citation.
Yes.
With a strict penalty because you should not be doing that because it's illegal and very annoying. No, I'm just saying a fine of maybe, I don't know, $500 maybe. Enough to make you not want to do it again. Yeah, that definitely some people deserve that. So here's the deal. You watch Paul Blart Mall Cop, you have a Nerf war, and if you're really into it, you usually prank call a girl, just a random girl that you know from school whose number you got from your friend who has the locker next door to you.
Olivia.
I used to have a button on my phone that literally said prank so-and-so. It was literally just their number with star 67 in front of it. So I could literally just call them.
That's funny.
Wait, my gosh, that's so, I didn't even intend to say that, but I didn't realize what I just said. But yeah, isn't that funny that star 67 is the button you push? Dude,
I did not have a phone until high school.
That's based. I didn't have a phone until early middle school, but it wasn't a smartphone. I also didn't
own Olivia, so it wouldn't have worked anyways.
But yeah, I literally didn't have a phone period until middle school. I didn't have a smartphone until high school, but I had just a dumb phone, just a little, text and call kind of phone. But I think that's so wholesome. But yeah, dude. So our generation literally did 6-7 before all these Gen Alpha kids.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But it is dead now, though.
Well, we had it first, so they can't even claim to have started it.
Yep.
So yeah, star 6-7 to make the number unknown, and the person calls you doesn't know who it is. Which nowadays, I'm sure most people probably don't answer because they just don't want to get scammed by someone who just says "do not click redeem" or whatever.
Again.
So here's the deal: you have junior high. You might have to bleep that, Samuel, but yeah, don't click redeem, guys. Lesson learned: don't click redeem. So here's the deal: you get to junior high, and this is again.
I thought we just did junior high.
We did middle school. Junior high.
So wait, whoa! What's the difference?
This is the evolution. You start watching YouTube videos on someone's TV.
What's the difference between junior high and middle school?
Junior high, you're old enough to be slightly more athletic.
This is 6th to 8th grade.
No. Middle school is technically 6th to 8th grade. Junior high is technically 8th grade and 9th grade. But
never have heard that in my life.
That's some places are like that where junior high is 8th and 9th grade, and then middle school is just 6th and 7th grade. But where I went, it was middle school. But I'm just including it because, again, that 9th grade and 8th grade are a little bit different than 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade because you can't drive yet.
So basically, right now we're just doing 8th and 9th grade sleepovers. Okay.
So you're at this point of the young Gen Z, young male patriot.
What movie are you watching?
The young Gen Z boy, which, again, I'm a proud member of.
Or female.
What movie are you watching?
So you're starting to watch YouTube videos. So you're just going online on YouTube, usually on a TV or something. You're projecting your computer or your phone.
Happy Tree Friends?
I didn't watch that because I thought that stuff was jacked up as a kid. I still think it's jacked up.
It was demonic.
I mean, literally it is.
Like the Malk video.
I used to see those.
Yes, I know about that.
Malk is great.
Yeah, Malk is great.
What
you mean
Fred?
Malk?
I feel like
Fred was good.
You could watch Julian Smith.
Julian was good. Hot Kool-Aid.
Dude, hot Kool-Aid. Dan, you kind of remind me of Jeffrey Dallas.
No.
I say Dahmer.
Jellyfish. Here's the deal. You just watch random YouTube videos. You could watch, one of my favorites is watching fails. So I just literally would type in expensive fails. I just see these, or dude, boat fails is another good one where you see people crash these boats.
The yachts.
Or they'll literally capsize a wave runner, or they'll be on a ski boat and they'll just gun it way too fast and they'll just get the boat on the shoreline. They're just tearing up the inboard outboard prop on the shoreline. It's so wholesome and funny.
So YouTube videos.
You watch YouTube videos because, again, junior high is different because you're not as young and naive as you were in middle school. You're a little bit more wise. You're a little bit more athletic, so you can probably play more backyard football games and just be more aggressive. And it gets more exciting. This is where you maybe start wrestling your friends for fun to see who's stronger. You might start walking to Quick Trip. Or my favorite, you could have backyard airsoft wars or backyard paintball wars, which we did do. And I was just thinking to myself, dang, we're so lucky that we just didn't randomly just shoot an airsoft bullet through someone's window and hit their cat or whatever.
Or
I aim only for the cats.
I remember we had these two neighbors, my friends growing up. We would literally shoot from my deck to his deck, and the goal would be to try to just advance to the other deck and capture their flag or something. It was so.
Who had the bigger deck?
They were both kind of equally sized.
Okay.
That was a fun game though. So you couldn't have the high ground like Obi-Wan. Now we advance to the true high school. So this is 10th grade through 12th grade. So you can start driving at this point. 60% of these sleepovers don't start out as sleepovers. You're just hanging out at your friend's house super late at night, playing Fortnite or Halo or Minecraft or whatever. So this is an unspoken sleepover because usually around 11:30, you just say, hey, can I just sleep here? And your friend's like, sure, bro. So you start out not as a sleepover, you're just hanging out, it gets late, and you're tired, you don't want to drive home, so you stay at your friend's house. And typically at that point, you're too tired to drive home, but not tired enough to drive to Quick Trip.
At that age, you aren't supposed to drive after a certain hour, typically, when you're that new of a driver.
That is true, but
4 a.m.
Yeah, something like that. But people of my generation, not Gen Alpha, but Gen Z, my phase of Gen Z, so midway through Gen Z, we're a little bit better, more highly skilled drivers.
Yeah.
So we were quite capable of navigating the streets at the late night hours, which ironically enough, the streets are not even that bad.
I know you're
because no one's out.
You are an expert of the streets.
I am loyal to the streets. You got to be loyal to streets. You got to have the gat, or you better watch out, man, because you might get gatted. But you always got to have your gat.
I was talking about driving. Stay loyal to streets. What are you talking about?
I'm great at driving, dude. I whip those corners, man. So here's the deal. You're whipping your corners with your friends to Quick Trip to get usually just the taquitos.
They say tequila.
Ooh,
whoa,
taquitos.
No.
I would love 3 taquitos. Right
no. You're underage at that point, so that's not legal, so you should not do that.
Yeah, you only get 2 taquitos.
Drinking underage is bad. You shouldn't do it because it's breaking the law, and we want to uphold the law. So I'm based in Wholesome, so I follow the law. So I went and usually got a milk. So I usually got just a half a gallon of vitamin milk. Milk. I got a half a gallon of vitamin D milk, just whole milk, because I only drink whole milk. Whole milk or raw milk. I don't drink that 2% stuff because I want the whole deal, the real deal, not the fake deal, not 2%. I'm full percent. Here's the deal. You get your milk, you get your taquitos, you get your egg roll or whatever. I guess if you're from the Springfield area, I'm not from Springfield, I'm from up north, so I went to Quick Trip. I guess if you're here, you can go to Maverick, or as it was formerly known as Come and Go.
Yeah,
so you can go
formerly
to
known as Get and Go.
That's right. Everyone now can go to Buc-ee's, though, which is great, honestly. I wish I had a Buc-ee's growing up. But I do now, so it's still great. So you go and get snacks from Quick Trip or whatever, or McDonald's if you just want to feel like slush when you get home from eating just the awful McDonald's slop.
An elitist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if you're an elitist, absolutely. So you get your quarter pounder, you get your taquito or whatever. And it's kind of fun, too, if you have the house to yourself, because it's just kind of practice when you're in college and you truly are living by yourself. But it's a good exercise in mature adulthood. So it's you and the boys. You can be really loud because you have to worry about someone's parents upstairs trying to sleep or whatever.
Diane.
How often would you have sleepovers where the parents weren't there?
So
where did the parents go?
Well, I mean, usually they were on vacation or out of town or visiting other families somewhere. So
you had a party is what that means.
No, literally.
You had a key, and you're admitting it now to the liquor cabin.
No, literally.
The liquor cabin. Actually, the whole cabin.
A lot of my friends growing up, honestly, most of their parents didn't drink. I mean, most people listening probably don't know me too well, but I'm a
their
pretty
first
mellow person.
experience
I'm not really,
with all that was at your place, Michael.
No, dude, my
Are
parents
you
don't
confessing this right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not at the confessional booth.
Oh.
So I didn't do this. This is probably not all the time. It's usually me and a couple of my friends just in our friend's basement by ourselves, but that's truly what it was. And we just drive around and go to one time we ding dong ditched someone. It was really wholesome and involved a car chase. And then I did the sick Grove Street move where I did this little sharp turn in my car and kind of skidded off to the side. And it was at a place where there's an exit. So I got on the exit. The other people missed the exit because I did it so quickly. And then they turned around. They had no idea who it was. And the next morning at church, they said, dude, someone ding dong ditched us last night. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. And then I revealed it to them just months later. I said, hey, remember that one time you got ding dong ditched? That was me. And another time we detonated something, but we don't need to talk about that.
You're the one who brought it up.
That is arsonry.
No, it wasn't, because it wasn't somewhere where it could
so
be.
What year are we in now?
This is maybe 2016.
No. I mean, or like what age range are we now?
16 to 18.
Okay.
So you're enjoying the free range with the boys, with the young gentlemen, the young patriots, the young American patriots, the youth, the young Gen Z patriots. So you're out there, you're having fun, and most of the time, my friends' parents were home. They were usually just asleep or something. We'd be playing Xbox in the basement till who knows how late. And I remember one time my brother was trying to do the same thing. He said, "Mom, I'm just going over to my friend's house," and she said, "Well, their parents on vacation. I don't want you over there without his parents there." And then he said, "Mom," I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, it's fine. I used to do that all the time in high school."
Stop.
And my mom said, "You did that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did it all the time, and it was never a big deal." And she said, "Well, if I knew you were doing that, I wouldn't have been okay with it." I said, "Okay, you're just not telling me this for the first time," kind of thing. And I don't know what to tell you. So I vouched for my brother, but she still didn't let him do it because I guess in the end, maybe she just thought I was more responsible. Who knows? But anyway, you do a lot of fun stuff. And one of my favorite memories was I would literally play Black Ops Zombies. And this was a sleepover, or this was just me at my house playing all with my friends. But I remember when I was a lifeguard back in high school, I'd work at this community center, and I would literally just play Black Ops Zombies till 3 a.m. and then wake up at 7 a.m. for my morning shift as a lifeguard. And I would sometimes just sleep in the guard room because I was just so tired. And if there's no one at the pool, I'd just sleep the whole morning, get paid just to sleep because no one usually came that early in the morning anyway. So it's a good deal for me. And when you get closer to college, you're reminiscing. You're really trying to make sure you can accomplish everything you need to as a young Gen Z. And for my final Gen Z sleepover, my parents didn't know about this because they were all on vacation. They wanted a vacation.
Hey, Michael's parents, you're finding out now.
Yeah, well, they knew about this, so this wasn't a secret. But they went on a vacation with my brother. They went on a school trip with my brother. And I just didn't want to go on the school trip because I already went on a similar school trip when I was in high school, when I was a younger high school student. My brother went later on, and I said, "Yeah, I don't really need to go. It's kind of expensive, so I don't want to pay the money again. I don't want you guys to pay the money again because we both know who's paying for all the school trips when you're in high school, guys. Let's be honest now. I know you didn't pay for
government.
it. So I said, "Yeah, Mom and Dad, you go with Tim. I already went on
Papa
one.
Joe Biden.
It's fine." Yeah, I said, all right, Bill, you go ahead and go. Yeah, Bill Clinton's my father. Clip that. Anyway, they were all gone in Hawaii for a week, so I literally had the whole house to myself.
Well, time out.
What?
Time out.
The Hawaii Snakes.
They all went to Hawaii, and you're like, I don't want to go to Hawaii, and I want to stay home.
Yeah, I mean, I had a job. I was a lifeguard. I was making money, and I was already going.
You could have gone to Hawaii.
I was going to summer camp the next week, though, and that's kind of my thing that I was saving up money for, and I didn't want to take a trip to Hawaii when I was getting ready to go to summer camp the next week. I wanted to make sure I could make a lot of money.
I thought you were talking like a road trip somewhere.
No, they went to a school trip to Hawaii.
It was a road trip to Hawaii.
That is you crazy school trips.
It's just a tourist trap, man. Branson will do me just fine. So anyway, I stayed at home.
Branson.
I bought a bunch of snacks from Price Chopper with my mom's credit card, and she knew about that, though. Don't worry.
If you agree with Michael's take that Branson is just as good as Hawaii, leave it
in the comments section right there. Is Branson as good as Hawaii?
I'm here to bring the controversy.
I gotta make a note about this. Okay, and try to summarize the rest of your stuff in the next minute 30 seconds.
Yeah, I will. Basically, we had a friend in our friend group from high school. This is a very wholesome and based friend group. This is the same friend group that I've been to multiple weddings with. It's really based and wholesome and fun for the whole family. So here's the deal. We get together and we say, okay, our friend hasn't watched Lord of the Rings, so let's marathon the extended edition over the whole week. So every night they came over and we watched Lord of the Rings together.
4-hour movie.
And it was, oh my gosh, if there's a way to end your high school sleepover trilogy, that's how you end it. It was so wholesome and we had a good time. And then those same friends, of course, went to summer camp with me too. So the entire week of summer camp, we were just quoting Lord of the Rings and we were just singing Lord of the Rings songs. And it was wholesome because the summer camp's kind of in the mountains in a hill country area. So we'd literally just be singing like bum 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 bum. We'd just be hiking early in the morning, not honking, sorry. Like a goose. I guess we might have been honking. There might have been geese there.
No honking around them, Michael.
Yeah.
That's inappropriate.
That's how you communicate with them. You communicate with the ducks and goose through honking.
Quack.
It's just it's like when you're speaking Elvish to the elves, essentially.
20 more seconds.
Basically, that's what we did. Our summer camp experience was essentially us IRLing Lord of the Rings, and it was so wholesome.
LARPing.
Wow.
And now it's time for Dane's manifesto.
I am out of breath from Michael's main segment.
I mean,
was that a good main segment? I feel like it's good because essentially that's me vindicating myself.
Just for people listening, for all the sly comments I threw in there, yes, those actually meant what you thought. And I hope you got a chuckle out of them.
And here's the deal. This is all vindicating me because that's the wholesome, fun adventure that Jiggly Jake, almost Judge Judy Jake, formerly doing business as Judgmental Jake, missed out on because me and Dane almost had a sleepover, but he wouldn't let us. So Jiggly Jake, let us have a sleepover. And now it's time to manifest. Jake, let me and Dane have a sleepover.
Dane, please start talking.
If you're walking, go ahead and sit down. If you're driving, go ahead. And you need to pull over for this one because we have a life update from Michael Fuller right here. Because for Dane's manifesto, we were talking about Michael's operations.
With no names, all made up names.
All made up names.
The slowest smile.
And so, as part of this,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll be asking the questions here.
Yes.
We're doing the People's Court via Michael's Love Life.
Bum, bum, bum,
Bum,
bum.
bum, 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 bum. Okay, Michael, what would you like her fake name to be? Or hers?
I don't know if we should be talking about this.
We'll call them Hillary.
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 Hillary. And so, are there any Hillarys now that you're moving back to Springfield?
Maybe, man. I don't know.
He's nervous.
I
He's
have a-
sweating
I have
bullets.
a- I
He
have a
looks like me in the nice restaurants.
Yeah, I have hyperhidrosis. I have a good separation of podcast Michael from work Michael to IRL Michael.
Michael,
To Love Life
these are
Michael.
all Michael. I've seen all versions of you, and they're all the same.
Especially when we're playing 99.
Oh, boy.
yes.
Have a gallon of milk
Hey,
down.
he's changing the subject.
Which of your favorite 99 punishments, which 99 is a card game where essentially you just don't want to bust over 99.
Yeah,
And
no
we always
busting.
assigned a punishment to that. And Michael, as tradition or states, should lose every game.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
so-
because Joe Hendricks cheats. And Dane cheats.
Ah!
And Josie Butler cheats. And she
All-
also
all
does
these
other
things.
things during
Yes.
she does
Hey,
she's
we're
known for other things
no.
while we're praying.
We're focusing.
all
Focusing.
those years, I had cards in my shoe. It's great. And so, which of those 99 punishments were your favorite punishments?
So
I have my personal favorite. for you.
I know what your personal favorite is. Honestly, I know a crowd favorite, and one that I personally don't like, but I know a crowd favorite is the mystery drink.
Oh, that one's gross.
Especially when me and
That's
Samuel
nasty.
both threw up.
I
That's
didn't-
vomit
I
inducing.
You
don't
and who?
think I drank
Me and
it.
Samuel.
Ah,
We
yes.
did. We
No, I
both
didn't-
threw up.
I took got it in
and
my
then I
mouth
needed
and I spit it
Pepto-Bismol
out.
for the rest of the night. And I know another one that the crowd likes that I personally don't mind as much as the other one. The mystery drink's honestly the worst one. But jumping in the lake
That was
and
my
then
favorite.
rolling around in the sand
That one was my
with
favorite.
all of your clothing on.
Oh man, that one. And then we went back and played another round of 99,
Yeah.
and so that was tough. And so, Michael, are you saying you decline to answer questions about your operations?
You can make up stuff.
I will be invoking my right against self-incrimination until I have time to speak to my attorney.
Who's your attorney? What's her name?
Hillary.
His name is M.W. Callahan.
N.W. Callahan.
M.W. Callahan is my
Well,
attorney.
We're looking forward to future updates about who this may or may not be.
Let me consult my other attorney, the Honorable J.R. Johnston.
I don't know who any of these people are. Anyways, there's no operations going on at this table. We're all having a sleepover together.
Sam's little known facts, out of the box and off the tracks. Oddball genius that knows about tax. Sam's little known facts, and he never listens to Jack.
This episode is crazy.
That was such a drive-by.
There's no organization, even though I try. I'm sorry for all y'all. I'm trying my best, but thanks for listening. I'm sure we have some new listeners. because
Thanks
of
for
Michael.
listening.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway,
We're gonna do our segment now.
episode 179, which means it's part 64.
It was the
of
government. It was all a conspiracy.
Samuel's little known facts. I'm gonna do some little known facts, kind of about like Midwest travel versus like the coastal travel for like vacations and such. You know, it's that time of
I
year.
prefer Midwest travel.
We'll get into that. I got 5 of these for you. First one's kind of like the driving thresholds for people. So, the Federal Highway Administration data shows Midwesterners average nearly double the annual driving mileage of Northeasterners. Missourians average 18,000 plus miles annually compared to New Yorkers.
And we still have safer highways.
Just over 10,000. This establishing an 8 to 12-hour summer road trip as a standard baseline. So coastal vacationers, by contrast, are statistically far more likely to switch to commercial flights for any trip exceeding a tighter 4 to 5 hour radius.
Because they're soft.
Midwesterners, we like those gas guzzlers, and we
go
like
hard in the
driving
paint.
everywhere. We drive down to Florida.
Especially Samuel's Gas
Gulf,
Guzzler, GMC, Yukon.
etc. Next up, kind of talking about flights a little bit, because vehicular travel dominates the heartland.
Ladies and
travel
gentlemen,
economic models show that for a family,
please fasten your tray tables.
I'm going to mute Michael. I'll see you at episode 250. Anyways, travel economic models show that for a family of 3 or more, driving remains significantly cheaper than flying for up to an 800-mile radius.
I don't believe in driving.
I know. You've only flown like 2 times.
Once.
Oh, you
Well,
enjoy
4 separate trips.
You enjoy riding, not driving. But anyway, so choosing a road trip over flying saves a Midwestern family an average of 40 to 60% per trip by avoiding compounding ticket cost, airport transport, and per bag fees. And that's not even saying like all the food.
All the foods.
You'll be buying out a lot more compared to bringing food along. Next up, we have inland Cape Cods. While coastal travelers book traditional oceanfront rentals in Malibu or the Outer Banks, Midwesterners heavily saturate massive landlocked freshwater and entertainment hubs like the Lake of the Ozarks, Branson, and the Wisconsin Dells. These destinations draw over 5 million annual visitors each, with peak summer months driving up to 42% of the entire region's annual tourism revenue and matching the watercraft density of major coastal beach towns.
It's a lot of water patrol ticket revenue.
Definitely.
Wisconsin is the worst place I can think of.
Shut up.
Easily.
They're the east coast of the Midwest.
They're the
Minnesota's
worst
way
place.
worse. Let's be honest.
Minnesota has polite people. Wisconsin
don't.
has communists.
It's no, not even true.
Aaron Rodgers is from there.
No, he's not. He's from California. So, final two. Let me finish this up. Instead of flying out to high-budget mega resorts in Anaheim or Orlando, Midwestern families utilize a high-concentration geographic grid of world-class regional amusement parks like Cedar Point, Kings Island, and Silver Dollar City. Because these massive coaster hubs draw over 10 million combined visitors a year and sit within a single-day driving radius of major heartland metros, local families completely bypass commercial airline travel for their thrill-seeking trips. So they do that instead of going to the Disney Worlds or Disneylands of the world.
As someone who recently went to one of those cities previously mentioned that are hubs for East Coast travelers.
Really?
I will say that I still don't think, despite all their unlimited money, I still don't think Orlando beats SDC.
I was going to say you did go to Orlando.
I did go to Orlando.
And I guess you're the one with the unlimited money.
Dane actually has unlimited money because he works in ministry. He went into ministry for the money.
Michael's been printing money.
And just my 5th fact really quick, and then you say whatever. Okay? We
6-7.
Okay. In the Heartland, state fairs like those in Minnesota and Iowa, who have combined 2 million visitors and 1.1 million annual visitors, act as a primary annual vacation destination where a massive 30 to 35% of the state's total population travels over 100 miles and books multi-night hotel stays. On the coast, similar fairs are statistically treated as minor single-day local distractions rather than multi-day trips. Drivers like requiring extra official. I can't talk. Extra PTO isn't needed. So this is chaos. This whole episode, and I can't think.
No more PTO for you.
Yeah.
You need to quit your job.
He used to have unlimited PTO at his former employer.
Still have a hit now.
True.
But yeah, basically the summary of the little known facts, because that was all over the place, is Midwesterners drive a lot more to their vacations. They save more money because they don't need to fly. It's not economically feasible unless you're going at least 800 miles.
True.
A lot of times they would prefer to go to lake hubs like the Ozarks, Lake of the Ozarks, Branson, and the Wisconsin Dells. They go to the theme parks like Cedar Point, Kings Island, and Silver Dollar City over the Disney Worlds of the world. And then state fairs draw a lot more visitors in the Midwest realm. So I should have just said all that. I try to give you more details. But yeah, that was Samuel's little known facts.
Can I have one caveat to the flying?
You can jump in.
So with flying, I think the one exception, say, is if you have a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
So maybe if you have a wedding on a Sunday, but then you have to get back to work on Monday, I think it's acceptable to fly because you have a quick turnaround. Sometimes you can get places quicker, which is back to back. Like one time I had a wedding in California And I literally flew in for the wedding Saturday morning. The wedding was Saturday night, and I got back to Kansas City Sunday morning. So I was literally in California for, I think, less than maybe 18 hours.
I think for these, I think it's kind of speaking as a whole and kind of like like in general for like if you're taking like full on trips compared to the quick turnarounds, because obviously then you're willing
like
to
a
pay
business trip.
You're willing to pay the premium in those scenarios to get to the place and get back.
And I mean, I've been to a wedding in Texas too, where I guess Texas is within driving distance. So is Colorado. I mean, I've been on those trips. And
she's from Texas.
Yeah.
That's a good
Ella
song.
Langley.
Yeah. That's a good song.
So that was Samuel's little known facts, and now it's time for Jokes with Jack.
And now, it's time for Jokes with Jack.
Part 117, Jokes with Jack. Here we go. Why did the banana go to the doctor? Because he wasn't peeling well.
Ew.
And now, it's time for...
So, Jack's jokes suck.
That was all right.
Why would you peel like that?
You didn't even get Michael to laugh. That was a horrible joke. Jack, be better. And speaking of people being better,
Jack should be on house arrest.
What Keenan A. Smith is doing by moving, up to Kansas City.
Unreal.
He said he forgot to leave a comment this past week, but hopefully you haven't recorded yet. Keenan, we did record last week's episode by the time you sent this, but he says, I'm still at the Evil Empire. And his last day is June 16th.
Is the Evil Empire your former employer?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where he's at. So, shout out, Keenan.
Wow. That's the end of an era, but he gets one last June month, half of June.
Yeah.
That he gets to do undisclosed celebrations during.
Yes. And if you want to let us know more of what you're doing, send us it on June 17th in the comments.
Oh, man. June
Classified.
10th through the 17th is going to be D-Day week for me.
Oh, for you?
Because I go...
Is that camp stuff?
Summer camp, 11th through the 15th, and then we have a worship night for the young adult ministry on the 16th, and then
You're leading that, right?
Yep. And then,
are you singing while Pretty Ricky plays guitar?
I'm not singing or doing anything. I'm facilitating the prayer time for it.
Nice.
But then you're going to play drums while Pretty Ricky sings.
I wish. Yeah. And then the 17th, we have glow night for the middle school students. So everything's glow in the dark.
Shout out. That's cool.
That sounds so wholesome.
And fun for the whole family.
And fun for the whole family.
7 days in a row.
Speaking of the whole family, Rebecca, shout out. She put a comment in the comment section, which was, running itself may not always be fun, but the results of running are fun. While it hurts to suffer/work hard, the friendships and community prove to yourself you can do hard things, and time outside are rewarding. Also, adders to things people pretend to like. Black coffee.
Yes.
Snooty restaurants that serve little to no food for too much money. High heels. Icebreaker activities. Mandatory work-related social events and
or
networking.
HR meetings.
Yeah. Rebecca, you're right. And then Jack also responded, nah, running is fun. Also, yes, coffee is trash. Well, Jack, your joke was trash.
Dang it.
And Angela Birdwell jumped in, and she put, drinking LaCroix is like drinking static.
It is.
My answers for the main segment included running, exercising, weddings/parties, and Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies.
Dude, one time I drank so
Thin
much...
Mints are good.
One time I drank so much LaCroix, I started getting ulcers in my mouth and needed to stop.
See? LaCroix causes ulcers.
And Dane
a
responded,
lot of artificial sweeteners.
like, while he just said it's good, his comment said Thin Mints are great.
They are.
Yeah. Jack also responded. He put, I agree with the LaCroix take, but the exercising and running and weddings and parties and those Thin Mints are all wonderful gifts from the Lord Almighty. And then Ali Hoopy also jumped in saying, girl, you're wrong about the Thin Mints.
Girl.
Throw those bad boys in the freezer with a hand emoji. And then Angela responded to all of it. I am not a mint fan, but I can tear up some Samoas and peanut butter patties.
Whoa. Who said that?
Angela jumped back in because she was going to attack for her Thin Mint take.
That's true. She was.
And then Jack put his actual comment, which is me screaming John Quincy Adams and John Adams while you all think Bush is the only father-son presidents. Hashtag homeschooling sometimes works. Samuel justifying Kesha lyrics from ministry parties had me laughing too hard at 5 a.m. Then I heard Dane say that Esther was a baddie, and I lost it. This pod has me rolling.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
A kid this week
asked
me if I would officiate their wedding in 8 years.
Hey, shout out. That's
How
money.
old was this young patriot?
It's a lady, and she's 13.
Shout out.
She goes, she goes, I've made a big life decision, Dane. And I go, what's that, girl? And she goes, I've decided you're going to officiate my wedding. First off, you have to ask.
I mean, Dane and Samuel are going to DJ my wedding.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I said, you also have to pay me.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, that's why I asked you. So that way I wouldn't pay you.
She wants you right now. And then Jack went on to say, coffee not being on the draft of things people pretend to like was a crime. Who's the next guest on the pod? I'm not a fan of only a Dane and Samuel two-party system. Well, Jack.
You're welcome.
Michael's here. Yeah.
I'm like the James Fishback of podcast. I'm your alternative to the system.
You are fishing.
And Elizabeth Virgil commented on his comment saying, I was also screaming John Quincy Adams.
Or I'm like the Thomas Massey of podcasts.
Yeah. Allie Hoopy. She also had a long comment. She put, my thoughts. As a graphic designer, Macs are the standard in the creative world.
Thank you.
At work, I have a Mac, and at home, I have Windows. Although I prefer Windows, the file management in Mac with the Finder is so much better.
I use Final Cut Pro.
Allie, let us know in the comments. I used to be very anti-audiobooks until I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore to read. The only physical book I insist on reading with my eyeballs is the Word of God.
The Biblio.
And finally, she says, my previous pastor's wife just had a baby, and they named him Shepherd.
Whoa.
Shout out, Shepherd.
Baby Adolf.
Baby Adolf.
Elizabeth commented, always love hearing about Samuel's 7 Brew birthday saga. Very nice of him to share with the family. And then finally... Yeah, that was it. That was actually it. But we do have the poll results from last week, which was who had the better draft of things people pretend to like, and Dainty Dane got the more amount of votes. 60%.
Thank you, everyone.
And Slim Samuel did not win.
Samuel?
Yeah.
Why am I dainty?
Because that's what came to mind. I had to do the DD and the SS.
I'm not dainty.
Okay, Dirty Dane.
I'm thick.
That's not a D.
You don't know that.
Oh, yeah, the D is silent.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thick. Anyways, that's all we had there, which means it is time for our number one sponsor of the week, which is Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Wow. So this morning, I got to teach over something that I wrote yesterday, which is great. And it's over Nehemiah 8. And so it kind of breaks down verses 1 through 4, verses 6 and 7. And then verses 8, 9, and then 10 through 12. And so verses 1 through 4 read as followed. And all the people gathered as one man into the square before the water gate, and they told Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses that the Lord had commanded Israel. So Ezra the priest brought the law before the assembly, both men and women, and all who could understand what they heard on the first day of the 7th month. And he read from it facing the square before the water gate from early morning until midday in the presence of men and women and those who could understand it. And the ears of all the people were attentive to the book of the law. And so he's reading them the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Bible, which was the Jewish Bible as they saw it back then. And so what they're reading here, though, is mostly the laws that they're hearing in the Torah and all the things that they need to be observing and keeping and not breaking. And he's reading it to both men and women because this is very important. And he also stood on a platform similar to a stage, which is what we can see nowadays. But then also it goes on in verses 6 and 7. And so in 6 and 7, and Ezra blessed the Lord, the great God, and all the people answered, Amen, Amen, lifting up their hands, and they bowed their heads and worshipped the Lord with their faces to the ground. Also, Jeshua, Bani, Sherebiah, Jamin, Akub, Shabithia, Hodiah, Hasana, it keeps going. Kelita, Azra, Jozabad, Hanan, Pila, the Levites helped the people understand the law while the people remained in their places. And so, I had to read all that basically to get to the Levites. And because that's important, because the Levites are standing in and amongst the people here. These are people who are going back to Jerusalem here and are observing the law of the Lord again. They rebuilt the temple, and now they're observing that, and they're hearing the Torah be read out loud to them for the first time in literally about 100 years. So they've never heard it before. And these Levites are starting to stand in between all these people because they understand Hebrew, and the people who are standing there who aren't Levites don't understand Hebrew, and so they're translating to them, and they're starting to realize all of these different laws that they're supposed to be observing this entire time. And so This is starting to get interesting because in verses 8 and 9 it says, they read from the book, from the law of God clearly, and they gave the sense so that the people understood the reading. And Nehemiah, who was the governor, and Ezra, the priest and scribe, and the Levites, who taught the people, said to all the people, this day is holy to the Lord your God. Do not mourn or weep, for all the people wept as they heard the words of the law. And this is important because they're all starting to weep once they hear all these laws that they are breaking, and they don't have right standing with God because they keep breaking all of these laws. And so now they're starting to realize we're living in sin, and actually we can't keep all of these laws because in the Torah there's 600 plus laws that they need to keep in order to have right relationship with the Lord. They're starting to realize the impossible task that is being laid out before them, and the fact that they also have not been keeping the law of the Lord this entire time. They're starting to realize that, and then they start to realize they need to be making all these sacrifices that they also have not been doing. And so now they're starting to realize that they're A, really far behind, and also B, they just are not living in right relationship with the Lord. And so going on in verses 10 through 12 here, it says, then he said to them, go your way, eat the fat and drink the wine, and send portions to anyone who has nothing ready, for the day is holy to the Lord. And do not be grieved, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. So the Levites calmed all the people, saying, be quiet, for this day is holy. Do not be grieved. And all the people went their way to eat and to drink and to send portions and to make great rejoicing, because they had understood the words that were declared to them. And so the only hope that they have here is, the Levites and Ezra and Nehemiah are telling them, like, hey, keep reading the scriptures, keep seeing what God is actually doing here, and start to look at how Moses was delivered from Egypt, and all the people were delivered from Egypt. And so God cares for his people, and the story is not yet finished. And in fact, they find themselves in Nehemiah, and the story is not finished. And so God is going to provide a way out of their impossible task, which for them is going to be through sacrifices, but for us, it's going to be through Jesus going to the cross for our sins and dying the death that we deserve, to be ultimate payment for all of those 600 plus laws. So that way we no longer have to uphold all of the ceremonial laws that are in the Old Testament. See, the ceremonial, civil, and moral laws, we still observe some of the civil laws, and then all the moral laws, like don't murder people. So what we're saying is,
don't eat blood.
Don't eat the blood. That's bad. But we can eat shellfish, we can eat pork, we can shave the edges of our beard, things like that. Because now...
You have to wear a kippah.
We don't have to do that, yeah. And so now Jesus paid for it all, and now we don't have to observe those things. So Jesus made a way for them through the impossible task, and so they can be pointed back to remember the Lord. And likewise, we can be pointed back to remember the Lord.
Shut out.
Based.
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
True.
Number 2, sponsors of the week: Jake Trustin Art, Pretty Ricky, and Baby Reverend Bangs, the big BRB. How was he? Was he crying much?
He was all giggly. He tried to wave, kind of, sort of. He looked at me and said, that one's red. It's different.
And we're talking about Pretty Ricky.
No. I'm going to see Pretty Ricky tonight, though. And
what's this button do?
Well, maybe.
Oh, yay. It's that.
I was like, don't stop the recording.
Press the red one.
Base Reverend Banks.
That's cool, though. Yeah, I see Baby Reverend Banks' daddy 5 times a week now. That's cool.
That's crazy.
Shout out. Then our number 3 sponsor of the week is Ethical Hoops.
Wow.
As we mentioned. Yeah, shout out to the Spurs and for the Shays of the world not going back to the championship.
Don't flop at your work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Earn the foul the real way.
I'm very grateful the Spurs won that game.
Oh, they had to.
Yeah.
It was great.
And I did mention the Dane that I almost went to the game. Yes. And then I didn't.
Unreal.
It was my sister's husband texted me out of the blue. He's like, hey, you want to go to the game? It's like $300 for a ticket. And we could drive down. I'm like,
yes,
I would, but I already had plans that I can't really change.
Cancel them.
That's unfortunately,
cancel Samuel.
If you go back to the JP Pecludas of the world, he's like, don't get rid of your plans unless you go to that person and you ask to be relieved of that plan.
Always cancel your plans for Game 7.
And I almost did.
Game 7.
And I was like, I want to, but it would be bad on my part. And dang it, why did I tell people stuff? So
man, you knew it was Game 7.
I didn't know it was going to go game
plans
7.
anyway.
I didn't even realize that never even entered my mind until I had all this stuff. And then he texted the day before. It's like, yeah, it's like $300. You want to go? I'm like, oh, dang it.
I would not.
And,
I
of
run
course,
the slowest
I would have gone,
mile.
and I wouldn't be cheering for the Thunder when like everybody's there is a Thunder fan. I'm like, oh, this would be awkward. But I would have worn like a USA basketball jersey or something.
No,
Man,
unethical.
I could have been on the court with Wembanyama, give him a hug.
Man, my least favorite thing is when people are like, "How many championships are they going to win after this?" They're like, "This is a dynasty," and it never is.
I was seeing a rumor earlier that maybe Giannis might go to the Thunder.
Everybody
he could
hears
get traded,
things.
which could help. But I still don't. You need some.
Is the NBA rigged like the NFL?
Yes.
Okay.
Just with the flops. Who can anybody? Who would be the guy that you can maybe stop Wembanyama with?
That can stop the alien. It just depends.
Like Bronny?
No.
Like, what do we need?
You need guys who are going to be. Cat poses or Karl Anthony Towns in the finals here poses an interesting matchup because he can shoot threes. So theoretically,
he's a little bigger too.
A little bigger, yeah. Because Chet is getting eviscerated today, as he should. He had put up 4 points and 4 rebounds in a game.
He
7.
looked pathetic.
He was 1 for 2, and so you need somebody like they had to play Hartenstein, and so I think Cat will put up a better fight because he can shoot threes and be space out a little bit more, and so it just really depends.
Is Cat on the Knicks?
Yes.
I was going to say
but you need somebody.
You can't bring back Shaq or Yao.
No,
those would have been the guys that could have stopped Wembanyama because.
No. Yeah.
Yao was a big man. He was heavy.
He was
and then
also
Shaq,
7'6".
while shorter, heavy.
He was 325 pounds.
Yeah. And Shaq also went against Yao, and they could beat each other up. So
I think you got to find somebody who plays like double bigs. Like, honestly, look at Utah, low key, because they have Jared Jackson Jr., Walker Kessler, and Lauri Markkanen.
Or what about Denver?
Denver, yeah.
Could Jokic stop him?
I don't think he has enough energy to play offense and then have to play that level of defense on the other end.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody does. And so
you need to start breeding some big guys.
I think you got to play double bigs, honestly. And it has to be a versatile big who can also space out to 3-point line for when the Spurs will play like a more shooting lineup.
So just before we end the episode, do the Thunder need to make like some crazy trades and get some big guys, or is there any big guys worthy of drafting, or what are they even going to do?
So the lottery like rules just changed.
Yeah, but they already have like another first round early pick this year.
So yeah, you can't get 3 consecutive top 5 picks anymore.
Which is what the Spurs just had.
Which is the Spurs just did this, yeah. And so they lucked out like in a huge way because now you only get like 2 ping pong balls in the lottery system if you finish bottom 2. Everybody else gets 3 ping pong balls, and so you get punished for being a terrible team now.
That's good.
Like slightly, and so now it's going to be interesting, and I don't really know how it's going to go because it's like you're going to get some teams like the Thunder who are going to get a number 1 pick because teams can't get 3 top 5 picks in a row.
Yeah.
So it's going to be crazy.
Crazy.
I don't know. I think they stick with their team. I think they wait to see J-Dub get back healthy and have a second creator. And then also, what was it? I think, if anything, you maybe look to bring in another big, maybe turn Hartenstein into somebody better. But I don't know who that better is.
Yeah. Well, again, our third sponsor, Ethical Hoops. Shout out. We still have until next week's shirts available. Only larges and XLs. If you want any, hit us up. Friday Pickleball. You can use the link in the bio. Or apparently, Samuel 14434 still works for $10 off your order of at least $95. Dane's Ministry support link is actually just sending them cash in the mail or Venmo.
Yes, it ends now because I become director tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I gave code Samuel 14434 to someone at church this morning.
Wait, so Dane's Ministry support. So, do you want me to for the future?
I get paid by the
things,
church now.
So
I got promoted.
Is there anything else you want me to put there?
Just Venmo Dane
and
Venmo Dane money.
Venmo Dane money. I made a note for the thing we'll copy in and paste.
You can Venmo Michael money too if you want to.
You can.
Yeah, might as well. Also, keep telling your friends if you enjoy the podcast. Leave us 5 stars. Follow
us WN1 at Venmo.
Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram where you can leave us voice memos.
It's a picture of me wake surfing.
Voice memos.
And also, thank you again for listening to episode 179 of the Until Next Week podcast. Michael, final words as you leave.
Keep the streets clean, stay wholesome, fun, and lovely for the whole family. Have a good life.